Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages. It's that time once again. It's time for Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Saturday, July 27th, 2024. Sorry about the slightly late start. Was trying to get a snack in. Had to finish swallowing there some potato chips. Anyway, we have an interesting show for you folks today. I tried to find plenty of topics. I don't know how much we're going to be able to fill of this hour, but we usually make it work. We make it work here at Mild's Culture Plate. Folks, welcome. As always, if you're out there in the chat, stop in, say hello. I will give you a toast and a shout out and show your message on the screen. Today I'm going to be drinking some Egan's Irish whiskey again, since this is still like one of my fullest bottles that I have left. Hey, we got Kevin and ABQ saying to have a good evening. You as well. Cheers and welcome. Still got the empty reunion bottle from the last show over on the shelf. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you in the chat, Kevin. Oh, man. Sorry, man. It's been like I was on Cool Frog show again last night, and it's been a little rough getting motivated today. Wow. Was up pretty late. Okay. I've got all of these links out of order. Well, let's jump into the news, shall we? So there's lots of election news that's been going around. Lots of people talking about different aspects of the election. We dealt with a bunch of false media narratives on the show last week, and I wanted to quickly touch on, they're really doubling down with the whole Republicans are lying about everything narrative, and that Kamala Harris, not only was she not the border czar, but all of these other narratives. And I guess they have felt the need to come out and reconfirm her heritage and things like that. Look, it's important for Republicans, and again, I'm not a Republican, I'm a libertarian, but it's important for Republicans to stay vigilant, right? No matter what, you don't have the campaign in the bag, but at the same time, you have to understand that the Kamala Harris campaign is they're really trying to reach out to normies right now. They've got this whole brat thing and trying to reach out to celebrities and Gen Zers to help promote the campaign. They're basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the media narrative that she's popular to cover up anything else that might happen, right? I don't think these people are actually going to vote for her, but if they can say she's popular, well, then that's all you really need. Anyway, so let's get into the actual news here. FEC chairman, this is from Breitbart. FEC chairman says the Biden donations shall be either returned or refunded after he dropped out. FEC chairman Sean Cooksey, I guess this is from last week, shit, has announced that all donations made to Joe Biden for the November election shall either be returned or refunded or redesignated as appropriate following his departure from the presidential race. I wonder what designated as appropriate means. Wow, I thought this was a news story. Well, this may be why she filed the different paperwork last week. I'm going to go ahead and pass. I'm going to go ahead and pass on this article. I'll have to do a little more digging on that. Yes, Kevin and ABQ, stop trying to make fetch happen. Yeah, stop trying to make brat happen. I don't know, like I've not heard people refer to presidential candidates as brats before, and I don't get it. Okay, so meanwhile, you have Donald Trump. This is from the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. He says he plans to return to Butler for another rally. Former President Trump announced Friday on his Truth Social that he intends to return to Butler for a rally. I'll be going back to Butler, Pennsylvania for a big and beautiful rally, honoring the soul of our beloved firefighting hero Corey and those brave patriots injured 2 weeks ago, he posted. What a day it will be. Fight, fight, fight. Stay tuned for details. Retired Buffalo Township Fire Chief Corey Comparatore, 50, died while protecting his family as a sniper opened fire at a Trump rally at Butler Farm Showgrounds on July 13th. Trump was grazed and two others in the crowd was seriously injured. David Hutch of Plum, released from the hospital Wednesday, and James Copenhaver of Moon remains hospitalized in serious but stable condition. There were no details on exactly when Trump would return. He is scheduled to appear for a rally at the Farm Show Arena in Harrisburg on Wednesday. All of Trump's appearances since the shooting have been at indoor venues, which security experts say are much more easily secured. Now, when I was doing research for this story, the news is circulating that Trump is planning on doing a lot more outdoor rallies coming up, and that he plans on using more Secret Service and more private security than he has previously. Okay, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and bring that down, and we're going to address a little bit of the elephants in the room. In fact, let me go ahead and drag. We got a video over here. Let's do this. Let's show this video. So this is something, shout out to Crowdsource the Truth over on X. Here's a video of the shooter.
What are these guys doing?
With his rangefinder, followed by a police officer before the shooting. The claim is made that this could potentially be like an hour before the shooting. You have a cop following Trump's shooter. And look, this has been a crazy week for conspiracy theories. You know, I see all kinds of, just deep, deep crap online. I guess you have the Eric Prince from Blackwater made a reference to a certain number of feet that the police sniper had shot to take him out, and people are claiming like that's not the distance between the two roofs, but that is the distance between the shooter and the water tower. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people can make stuff like that up. And then there's, things circulating about how Joe Biden may have potentially been wearing some kind of disguise, that it was a disguise instead of Joe Biden. A lot of people talking like this conspiracy stuff, man. Crazy. So, I try not to get too deep into it, but there are, the reason conspiracy theories exist is there are elements of truth. And, I kind of watched a pretty long video where they talked about the CIA having these disguised technologies, kind of akin to what you see in the Mission Impossible movies. And anyway, long story short, there are a lot of people complaining that or saying that the Biden speech after he dropped out last week wasn't really Biden. And so now there's this Biden body double conspiracy theory, which, look, I'm not going to lie, Biden does seem to look a little different each time we see him in public. And so there are a lot of these photographs, and I'm not going to bring this stuff up here. I mean, you feel free to look this stuff up on X. Just type body double Biden body double. Hey, we got Sanglan86 over in the chat. Urabusios. Cheers and welcome. Hell, I don't know. But I figured I'd give a little bit of lip service to some of these conspiracy theories because, they are things that are going viral right now. These are things that are trending right now. And look, I don't give a lot of stock to unproven conspiracy theories, but knowing that things like disguises exist, knowing that, media narratives exist, right? That they've used patsies before in political shootings and political events. I think it's worth a conversation. I think it's worth you folks looking into some of these things over on X if you're interested. I just wanted to kind of throw it out there because I do think they're interesting. I do know Joe Biden has looked a heck of a lot different in each time we've seen him in recent months. There's this video going around where he looks to be like 2 feet taller than his wife. It's crazy. All right. So let's get into actual news now. You may be wondering what the title of the stream's all about. We're going to do our title story now. Arizona judge rejects wording for a state abortion ballot measure, and Republicans plan to appeal. Check out the Trump or Biden 2024 Twitch channel to understand what AI can do. Oh, yeah. I was reading a news article that was like over a year old that claims that AI can now use Wi-Fi signals and radiation to detect human movement through walls. Like AI knows about the human movement on the other side of the wall because it can detect the Wi-Fi frequency movement on the other side. Crazy stuff. Anyway, so let's get into this abortion story. A judge on Friday rejected an effort by GOP lawmakers to use the term quote-unquote unborn human being to refer to a fetus in the pamphlet that Arizona voters would use to weigh a ballot measure that would expand abortion access in the state. Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Christopher Witten said the wording the state legislative council suggested is, quote, packed with emotion and partisan meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I try not to get too deep on the abortion is baby murder stuff, right? But if you think the term unborn human being is emotional and partisan, oh my God. I mean, these people have no fucking humanity left. It's literally a scientific term. No one's saying, yeah, we need to put precious infant newborn, precious baby, precious offspring. No one's saying put that in there, but unborn human being is technically what you are killing here. Asked for what he called more quote unquote neutral language. The measure aims to expand abortion access from 15 weeks to 24 weeks, the point at which a fetus can survive outside the womb. Not just movement, high frequencies can show detail. Think airport scanners. Oh, yeah. Kevin ABQ said opposed to. I'm not sure what you were asking there. Sorry. Must have moved on since then. It would allow exemptions to save the woman's life. Oh, God. Can I ask for less emotion and partisan meaning in this article? It would allow exemptions to save the woman's life or protect her physical and mental health. Protect her mental health. It would also prevent the state from prevent the state from adopting or enforcing laws that would forbid access to the procedure. Arizona House Speaker Ben Toma, co-chair of the Legislative Council, said the group will appeal the court's decision to the state Supreme Court. The ruling is just plain wrong and clearly partisan, said Toma, a Republican. Aaron Thacker, communications director for the Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, noted the final decision on the ballot itself remains in the air. There's still a lot of scenarios at play, he said. Even after the secretary certifies the signatures, the courts have to decide if counties can put it on the ballot or not. Arizona for Abortion Access, the organization leading the ballot measure, sued the council earlier this month over the suggested language and advocated for the term fetus, which the Legislative Council rejected. Attorney General Chris Mays wrote in a friend of the court document that fetus and pregnancy are both neutral terms that the council could adopt. It is incredibly important to us that Arizona voters get to learn more about and weigh our measure in objective and accurate terminology, said Dawden Penich, communications director for the Access Group. Democrats have focused on abortion rights in their campaigns in this year's elections. Organizers in 5 other states have proposed similar measures that would codify access in their state constitutions: Colorado, Florida, Maryland, Nevada, and South Dakota. Arizona organizers submitted more than double the amount of signatures needed for the measure to appear on the ballot. Look, I just want to point out that Nevada and Florida on here, the reason Nevada and Florida are on here, these are going to be your red states. Nevada and Nevada less so, but Florida and Nevada, these are going to be your swing to red states. They know abortion's probably not going to pass in either of those states. But what they're trying to do is use abortion to drive voters to the polls to vote down ballot, right? Clearly what's happening here. So, yeah, Republicans objected to the word fetus, and then the Democrats are objecting to unborn human being. And so, who knows what Arizona voters will be voting on? I'll tell you what California voters won't be voting on. Homeless people say they will likely return to the sites if California clears them under Newsom's order. 3 years ago, Joel Hernandez built a small wooden shack under the 405 freeway cutting through LA. He had the help of a friend who lives in his own shack just a few steps down the stairs. He painstakingly dug out of the dirt hillside and reinforced with wood planks. Hernandez had similar homes be cleared in homeless encampment sweeps by state and city authorities over the years. So the 62-year-old is taking in stride that his days in his makeshift shelter on state-owned land might be numbered. Governor Gavin Newsom on Thursday issued an executive order directing state agencies to start clearing homeless encampments on state land, including lots under freeways. You get used to it, Hernandez said. I have to rebuild it every time. Many people living in these encampments echoed a similar sentiment of quiet resignation. Some simply wonder where else is there to go. The order comes on the heels of a Supreme Court ruling earlier this summer allowing cities to enforce bans on sleeping outside in public spaces even if there are no shelter beds available. Newsom's order directs state agencies to act soon and follow the lead of California DOT, known as Caltrans, which has removed 11,188 encampments and more than 248,000 cubic yards of debris from these encampments along state rights of way, mostly freeways and highways, since July 2021. That's 3 years, folks. That's a lot of garbage. Caltrans oversees much of the land near and under the state's freeways and highways, but most of the time people living in those encampments return after the officials leave. Oh, imagine that. I haven't found a better place, said Hernandez, who has been on the waiting list for a shelter for 3 years. At least in this spot, he lives close to his friends and gets along with most of the people in the encampment, Hernandez said. Hernandez and others admit it's not the safest place to live. A recent fire destroyed many of the shelters in the underpass, leaving the underside of the highway blackened and the area scattered with burnt trash, a broken grill. Oh, a grill, huh? I wonder how the fire started. Abandoned shopping carts and more. Isqua Guernon lives next to the freeway further away from the underpass with her dog, Champion. Sometimes people disturb her tent while she's sleeping or steal her belongings. She always comes back after an encampment sweep. Imagine that. We have to take what we have, like our bikes or something, and we go over there for them to clean up, she said, pointing across the street. I come back because I don't know where to go. This is insane. Friday, an outreach team from the Hope of Mission of Van Nuys, California, handed out cold bottles of water and snacks to Guernon and her friend. They will come back in a few days to begin the intake process and get them on the waiting list for a shelter. For us, we're just building rapport with them, said Armando Covarrubias, an outreach team leader with the organization. It can take repeated visits for someone to accept the offer of help, he said. Covarrubias said Newsom's executive order does nothing to reduce the population of homeless people, many who have to remain outside while waiting for a shelter bed. Not a solution. It's not fair for them, Covarrubias said. This just puts more stress on them. Newsom and supporters of his order, including many businesses, say the encampments cannot be left to exist because they pose health and safety issues for homeless people and residents who live nearby. His executive order is about, quote, getting the sense of urgency that's required of local government to do their job, Newsom said. Look, here's the thing. Here's where I come down on this. If you're living outside, you're officially a nomad. You're a nomad, right? You have no home. Like this, it's kind of the whole point of homelessness. You're a nomad. And, you know, the issue with the homeless, the homeless issue. And yeah, I agree, Sanglant. Drugs could have been a factor in fires being set. The issue with homelessness is people still have to obtain some kind of resources, right? You can't just starve to death under an underpass. And so the idea of always being on the move, always moving from place to place, like you're homeless, but you do try to find at least a routine of an area to stick around where you can beg for resources or get resources from shelters or charities like this Hope of the Mission of Van Nuys that's handing out water and snacks, right? You can't get too far from the Hope of the Mission, otherwise it might be a little harder to get you some water and snacks. And so you do make a certain area your home. Well, if you're going to do that, maybe just maybe, like you could put those skills to use in a different way. And look, I get it. It's a mental health crisis. We have a mental health crisis in this country. Sangland says, guess New York's plan to cut the homeless in half is the way. What, by importing a bunch of immigrants to take their place? Spreading the resources so thin that there's nothing left for them? folks. This is a very touchy subject for me because there's no silver bullet. It is a mental health crisis. It's a drug crisis. And just building asylums won't fix the problem. Just throwing money at it won't fix the problem. Just doing what Mission of Van Nuys, California here is doing, handing out bottles and snacks and trying to get them on waiting lists for shelter access. Those things don't fix the problem. We have genuine people who want to work hard and have fallen through the cracks. They're just looking for a shower and to be able to go to a job interview. You know, there are a small amount who want to get back on their feet, but a lot of these people have become almost institutionalized into the nomad lifestyle. The problem is the nomad lifestyle is not compatible with society. I'm constantly reminded of all the documentaries about the junk city uh, between California and Nevada. The hell was that called? May have been called. No. Anyway, I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically the same thing. It's a bunch of homeless people like just went out in the desert and built themselves a city, and it's very communist, but at the same time, they're off away from the rest of civilization. They're off, trying to make it happen on their own. Like I could support that to some degree. Like that's at least respectable. You're not on the street begging everyone else or as it said, endangering local businesses and local residents. They had signs saying by deadline they were going to cut all homelessness in half. I might have the wrong city, but I'm sure it was New York. I still don't get it. They had signs. What, that they were going to chase them out? I don't get it. Yeah, I hadn't heard this. Let me look it up. Let me try Google. Yeah, I don't see it. I see where Hochul claimed that she was going to cut homelessness, but yeah, I don't know what they actually did. Be nice to know what they actually did. Anyway, folks, I could rant all day, all the time about the homelessness problem. But ultimately, it requires a certain lack of empathy, right? Just like, when you have a drug addict in your family, you kind of have to let them hit rock bottom. You can't coddle them and have empathy for someone who's continuously destroying their own life. Problem is, they fall through the cracks, they wind up homeless, and then that winds up being a cycle until the day they die. Rarely does rock bottom equate to, oh shit, I better get my life together, because they never see it as rock bottom. The life of a nomad is rough. And if you have a loved one in that situation, I apologize. I don't mean to be unempathetic. I'm very empathetic toward people who have to live that life. The problem is at some level, you have to be just as empathetic for the people who have to work hard to obtain their resources. Oh, Kevin ABQ said it was London. home. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see now. Yeah. UK Conservative Party advertisement pledging to cut homeless people in half. Okay, so yeah, so it could be read as we're going to cut the actual people in half. I get it now. Yes, cut them in half. No. uh I don't know, man. It's so rough because I want to be empathetic, but you have to be empathetic to the people who are working hard and don't want their property destroyed. You have to be empathetic to the taxpayers who don't want to be spending a bunch of taxpayer dollars to get rid of what's that? 248,000 cubic yards of trash. It's crazy. Anyway, in other news, we had this news story. This one's from Reuters. How El Chapo's son helped the U.S. arrest fabled narco chief El Mayo. As a propeller plane on Thursday whirred toward the U.S.-Mexico border to cross illegally, agents raced to meet it at a small municipal airport near El Paso, Texas, and arrest two men who were part of Mexican drug trafficking royalty. The son of jailed former Sinaloa cartel kingpin El Chapo, Joaquin Guzman, planned to give himself up upon landing. The other passenger, legendary septuagenarian trafficker Ismael El Mayo Zambada, did not, and he was being duped into getting on the plane by the younger man, according to two current and former U.S. officials familiar with the situation. Zambada's arrest followed lengthy surrender talks between authorities and El Chapo's son, Joaquin Lopez, the sources said. But many American officials had given up hope on Joaquin turning himself in and were caught unaware when he sent a last-minute message that he would arrive with a kingpin authorities had been chasing for 4 decades. El Mayo was the cherry on top, said one U.S. official who declined to be identified because he was not authorized to speak publicly. It wasn't expected at all. Guzman Lopez had convinced Zambada to board the plane by telling him that they were flying to see real estate in northern Mexico, according to two current and one former U.S. officials. He straight up kidnapped him across country borders, man. That's crazy. Reuters was the first news organization to report the arrest ahead of the Department of Justice statement on Thursday, confirming the two men had been detained in El Paso. The news agency spoke to current and former officials to piece together a detailed account of the operation. The FBI and Homeland Security Investigations, the two agencies who carried out the operation, scrambled agents from their El Paso offices and barely reached the airport by the time the plane was landing, according to a fifth source, who also declined to give further details. One worker at the Dona Ana County International Jetport near El Paso told Reuters he saw a Beechcraft King airplane land on Thursday afternoon on the runway where federal agents were already waiting. Two individuals got off the plane and were calmly taken into custody, said the man who declined to share his name out of concerns for safety. The unexpected arrest of El Mayo in his late 70s and the way he appears to have been betrayed by Guzman Lopez, who's about 38 years old, has jolted the drug trafficking world, triggering fears of a bloody fissure in the Sinaloa cartel between the two families that control the biggest power bases. Zambada is accused of being one of the most consequential traffickers in Mexico's history, having co-founded the Sinaloa cartel with El Chapo, who was extradited to the U.S. in 2017 and is serving a life sentence. Sanglet says he isn't going to die well. Yeah. I mean, at this rate, the guy's what, 74, it said? 70, just says late 70s. Reuters could not determine why Guzman Lopez betrayed his father's longtime partner, though the four current and former sources said It was likely due to his desire to obtain a more favorable plea bargain deal from U.S. authorities and help his brother Ovidio, who was arrested and extradited to the U.S. in 2023. Authorities have made drug bosses key targets, striking plea deals and bargains in exchange for information that leads to the capture of other high ranking cartel figures. Back channel communication between American officials and Guzman Lopez was carried out through lawyers. Jeffrey Lichtman, who represents both Guzman brothers, declined to comment. Imagine that. Declined to comment. All right. I think this is going to be, they're just going to kind of go into the history of the drug war here, and we're not going to dig that deep. But imagine that, man. This is like some straight out of Breaking Bad type of shit. You have like one of the biggest drug cartel gang leaders being brought down by another one's like the prince of the other family. Some Sons of Anarchy shit. It's stories like that that make me glad. Like, I don't live that life of crime. Like, I never got into drug trafficking or smuggling or, pedo bullshit. Uh, you know, I'll just be a normal American. Thank you very much. All right, let me readjusting my chair here real quick. Okay, you guys been following this this Boeing Starliner story? I'm gonna be quite honest. I had no idea this story was even happening. I didn't know this thing was going on, or we would have been talking about it on this show like for the last couple months. But yeah, Boeing Starliner has a crew trapped in space. Let's see. Okay. And so today, this is from the Byte. Retired astronaut admits the Boeing Starliner has trapped the crew in space. Of course, they don't feel comfortable putting them in the vehicle. Okay. So, yeah, apparently are some issues that has kept the Starliner from returning into the atmosphere and landing. Boeing has insisted that it has the situation under control and they would be bringing them back soon, but there were some errors preventing them from. Let's see. Singleton says, on the other hand, it's still building time. Oh, okay. Anyway, so here we go. With two NASA astronauts still stranded in space for weeks, officials at the space agency have insisted that the troubled Boeing Starliner, plagued with technical issues, can still take the two explorers back to Earth. So why haven't they already? An unnamed retired astronaut tells The Atlantic that the obvious truth that NASA has been dancing around since the beginning of this boondoggle, it's just too risky right now. Of course, they don't feel comfortable putting them in the vehicle, the retired astronaut told the magazine, referring to the Starliner, which transported the astronauts to the International Space Station back in June and is meant to return them back home. So it's docked at the space station. Otherwise, they would have put them in it already. No date has been set for a return trip, with the earliest date now pushed back to August. To explain away the delay, which August is right around the corner now. So, to explain away the delay, NASA officials have said repeatedly they want to test and troubleshoot the Starliner capsule before committing to a return trip. Trouble started when helium leaks were discovered. They opted to launch anyway. It started experiencing additional leaks and malfunctioning thrusters. Bo has gotten the brunt of the negative press, not the least because the company's airplanes have been in the news for doors falling off and other quality control issues, casting pall over its space efforts as well. But NASA shouldn't escape scrutiny. Oh, SCOTUS threw out distillation ban. What? I thought I heard something about that. Let me look that up. Oh, now why doesn't Google News show me these kind of, like, literally nothing on Google News or nothing on DuckDuckGo News? Okay, there we go. Yeah, we might look into that for here for a minute. Okay, back to the space. For its part, NASA is eager to have a second option for ferrying astronauts into space beyond the more battle-tested Dragon capsule from SpaceX. But even setting aside the Starliner, NASA's relationship with SpaceX, headed by Elon Musk, has had its own fair share of headaches. SpaceX missions into space have been successful. The commercial space outfit has seen death and injuries to personnel, not to mention Musk's drug use and inappropriate relationships. Oh, come on. Really? Really? The Bite. Who the fuck is, I see. Now, I picked this up off of Google News. Who the fuck? Futurism.com. Who runs this fucking website? Recurrent Ventures Incorporated. I want to know. Like, why the need to bash Elon Musk? Popular Science, Field and Stream. Yeah, okay. So, establishment media. Alrighty, let's see. Why is that open? What the hell? I've got tabs open that aren't even. Anyway, y'all ready for some viral videos, some Schadenfreude videos? Or should I look into this distillation band? Yes. Yeah, it wasn't SCOTUS, it was a district court. Yes, that is true. Yeah, we'll bring it up. See. Does Fox have it behind the paywall? No, Fox doesn't have it behind the paywall. Let's use Fox. We haven't used the Fox as a source today. We'll look into Fox's. Federal judge has ruled that an 1868 ban on at-home distilling is unconstitutional. Judge Mark Pittman, in his ruling on Wednesday, sided with Hobby Distiller Association lawyers that the 156-year-old ban exceeded Congress's taxing power and violated the Commerce Clause. Hobby Distillers Association is a group that advocates legalizing a person's production of spirits, such as whiskey and bourbon, for their personal consumption. Kevin at ABQ says Schadenfreude is why we're here. Indeed, the Constitution is written to prevent societal amnesia of the defined limits it places on government of and by the people. Oh, imagine that. Societal amnesia of for the limits of government. This is where the judiciary must declare when its co-equal branches overstep their constitutional authority. Congress has done so here. Pittman issued a permanent injunction prohibiting the U.S. government from enforcing the ban against Hobby Distiller Association members. The judge also stayed his decision for 14 days to allow the government to seek a stay at the appellate court level. People who violate the at-home distilling ban could face up to $10,000 in fines or 5 years in prison. Lawyer for the hobby group, the libertarian think tank Competitive Enterprise Institute, Devin Watkins, told Reuters that the ruling respects the rights of our clients to live under a government of limited powers. Hobby Group, which represents the plaintiffs and 4 of its 1,300 members, filed a lawsuit in December against the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau and the Department of Justice, saying that the government's regulatory reach could not extend to activities within a person's home. Wow. Tax and Trade Bureau is a division of the Department of Treasury that regulates and collects taxes on alcohol, while the DOJ can prosecute the felonies. Decision is a victory for personal freedoms and federalism, Competitive Enterprise Institute lawyer Dan Greenberg said. We're pleased to see the court determine that the home distilling ban is unconstitutional and that it blocked enforcement of the ban against our clients. More broadly, the court's decision reminds us that as Americans, we live under a government of limited powers. The DOJ claims the ban was a valid measure created by Congress to protect substantial revenue. Oh, take your tax and shove it up your revenue. So you're saying the people's freedoms, the DOJ right here, in this quote, the DOJ is saying your freedoms are just a fucking way the government can pay pig. Like, fuck your freedom, we want our money. That's what this says. Anyway, thank you for the heads up on that. I'm glad I was able to read that. Shit, if this doesn't get appealed, I may try to make my own little bourbon. All right, let's check out some Schadenfreude, why don't we? This may be an older video. I get the vibe it's old by just how, I don't know, how it looks. It looks like an older video, but it might not be. But I thought it was funny, so I figured we could talk about it here on the show. Here's a lady who got kicked off a plane.
She has called me names and insulted me just for sitting down in the seat, saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem?
No, I would like for him to change seats with someone.
No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody to come and talk.
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nuclear button. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory?
I mean, I gotta believe, like my gut says this is fake, but there are a lot of fucking people here, and unlike some of these plane videos where like the windows don't look like windows, and it's almost too neat inside, like this actually looks like a plane that's being boarded and ready to leave. So yeah, this lady was upset because the guy said he wanted to celebrate with Trump, she didn't want to sit next to him. So she started being nasty to him. Yeah, this might be an old video. Sorry. It's making the rounds again, so I figured we'd cover it. I thought it rather funny.
He is in my space.
In your space, you chose the middle seat. You don't get very much space.
I'm going home now. My mother-in-law, his mother, died. And he had to be.
You know, how many of y'all out there know a lady like this? Like no doxing. I won't show your message on the screen, but you know, a lot of people know a lady like this. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. So she's obviously, so this is her husband right here next to her, and obviously he has no balls to speak on his own behalf because he knows his wife is a ball buster who's going to take charge of the situation.
My husband lost his mother. Have some respect.
Yeah, no. Respect was out the window when you disrespected other passengers, when you disrespected the staff, when you decided to be a boss bitch, and you decided to be a Karen on the plane. Like, that's when respect went out the window. And look, I have sympathy. I'm sure it's nerve-wracking. when you've had a death in the family to have to reschedule a flight or whatever, it doesn't give you the right to be an asshole to people. I mean, quite literally.
Terribly sorry for that, but that does not give you the right to treat people the way you treat them. What if we trade seats and she quiets down?
Now the husband steps in with the rational approach. What if we change seats and she quiets down? Like move us and she'll shut the fuck up. Like stick us next to the toilet if you have to. Just I want to help make her shut the fuck up so we can get home. Yes, that's probably the truth, Sanglan. Well, look, look, traveling to me is never fun, right? I don't like to travel. I love destinations, but I don't like to travel. Traveling is very stressful. The whole airports and taxi cabs and or vice versa, hours on the road, like even if you don't fly, the hours on the road, it just traveling. I like getting there and having my fun and getting home. The in between, the on the way there and back, I hate. It's so stressful. Traveling is so stressful. And so, yeah, you got a death in the family. You have the stress of a full day of travel, like a flight. She said she's going back to Portland. Oh, big shocker there. Portland. Comedy Central. Anyway, she sees a guy who, is in a good mood, right? Trump supporter, says he wants to celebrate Trump something. And she's literally having the worst day of her life, not realizing that she's not the main character, right? This is part of the main character syndrome. All these people have to travel. All these people are trying to just be quiet and shut the fuck up and fly and get to where they're going. But see, she had to be in charge. And so now her husband's trying to step in and clean the mess up, and yeah, it's unsuccessful.
Quiets down. How would that be? Apparently at this point, the captain already made the call.
Captain already made the call. It's no longer an option.
Please ask him again if we settle down. Is that going to be okay?
Please ask him again. Well, no. He already said that's not an option.
My husband lost his have some respect.
So this is a different angle, and you can see there's the Trump supporter behind.
What if we trade seats and she quiets down? How would that be? Apparently at this point,
Oh my God, this lady's gonna get thrown off the flight.
God, these people are so in PR with the turtleneck and the holding onto his chest. Well, please ask him again if we settle down, if we could stay on the plane, please. Like, come on. No, I mean, clearly you're having emotions, but you're such a robot.
Settle down. Is that going to be okay?
No.
And boom, there's the cops. GTFO. Oh, and then she bean mugs him. Like, you have to look at my ugly face one last time. Ha 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 ha. Shame on you. And then shame on you. She says someone to behind her.
Man, we're waiting on you.
And she mean mugs someone back there. And then airline staff has to, ma'am, we're waiting on you. Oh, it was a cop. The other cop. USA chant. Fuck yeah. America first. Yeah, fuck your climate change. Fuck your climate change. That guy got his own form of climate change for the better. All right, folks. How many of you shop at big box stores? You do the Sam's Club, you do the Costco. What's that other one that's kind of like it, but not really? Anyway, there's the Costco, the Sam's Club, the membership. Like I've had a Sam's Club membership for about 4 years now. I don't like it. It's a pain in the ass, but sometimes buying shit in bulk, buying insanely large quantities of shit in bulk definitely helps save money. And there are certain perks to shopping at big box stores. Perks that you can't really get without a membership, as this young lady found out. You can already tell this is going to be a fun video just from the opening freeze frame here. Yeah. Oh yeah. He said BJ's. Yes, BJ's was the other one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so let's hear this young lady's wonderful tale of shopping here.
So you need a fucking Costco membership to get food from the outside of fucking Costco. So like I can't go get Costco ice cream.
No, it's not the outside. It's inside. Like, I've been to lots of Costco's. I have yet to see the food being on the outside of the building. But even if it's outside, like it's on their property, it's at the Costco. To make a purchase at Costco, you have to have a Costco membership. It's a private business, lady.
Because I need a fucking membership. And what do I need a fucking membership for Costco? It's just me. They don't sell the kind of dog food that I need. I'm not buying a bunch of shit just for it to go to waste. So I need a Costco membership for a fucking hot dog.
Okay. I mean, like, there's 5 guys down the street. They sell hot dogs. There's Sonic. There's lots of places that sell hot dogs, lady. I'm sure there's a gas station like less than 2 blocks from a Costco. You need a hot dog. There's plenty of places to buy hot dogs. What the fuck?
That shit on my lunch break just made me really fucking angry.
Wait a minute. You went to Costco for your lunch break from work? Make it make sense. Why the fuck would you go to a big box store on your lunch break from work? Like, go to a grocery store. Go anywhere else. Literally anywhere else. But you want to go to a Costco? Have you seen the lines in Costco at around noon? That's when all the soccer moms are trying to buy their shit before they got to go pick the kids up. What the fuck?
A fucking Costco membership for a fucking hot dog and an ice cream.
Yeah, go to a damn convenience store. Go to a gas station. Hot dog and ice cream. You're talking about hot dog and ice cream like it's universal health care. Like there's no other way to get it. You know, like Costco has a monopoly on hot dogs. What the fuck? Hot dogs are one of the most common American foods. And you're complaining that you can't get it from one place. Kevin at ABQ says 150 hot dog combo is the working man's lunch. Yeah. Look, I don't doubt that. Yeah, $1.50 hot dog. Yeah. Hot dog and drink for $1.50. But that's a perk of the Costco membership. Like that's what you're paying for with the membership is the ability to get in there and get that. The cost of the hot dog from other places is being offset by you paying for the fucking membership. So obviously the $1.50 hot dog isn't that important to her, or she would have subsidized it with the cost of a membership. And let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Like, I feel like every 2 or 3 months, I get ads on Facebook and I see Groupon and I see, all of these deals websites, right? All the time I'm seeing $40 Costco membership, $30 Costco membership. Buy a Costco membership, get a $30 Costco gift card free. It's not like getting a Sam's Club or Costco membership just for the hot dog. Like no one's telling you to buy the dog food. No one's telling you to go buy all the other crap at the Costco. but there are ways to get it on the cheap. It's not really cost prohibitive. All right, let's do this. Let's do the Love Does Admonish. I have not actually looked up a Love Doesn't Judge yet, so let's do that kind of live. Well, fuck it, we'll do it live. All right, let me find us a Love Don't Judge here. Videos. Okay, scroll down to about where we left off. Find some older stuff here. This looks like it might be interesting. Let's do this one. He's not with me for my money. Love Don't Judge. Share this tab instead.
It's Maureen. She fell in love with
Maureen
Rio.
and Rio.
We are in an interabled relationship.
First thing, I feel
Interabled
shocked
relationship.
because I never met.
Okay, now. Look, I've got to start off by saying this. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me he's not with you for your money. Oh my God, she's got a tracheotomy. This is not, no. I can't make fun of this. How am I supposed to make fun of this?
People like her.
I think it's still rare to find interable couple. They still stick with the stigma. I think he is my brother, not my boyfriend. They thought that a non-disabled one wants something from disabled one. The disabled one must be rich.
Today, the couple are receiving a
Are
visit
you
from
rich?
Maureen's
I mean, look, you have it. He's not with me for my money. Like, that's the title. That implies you have money. I'm not judging, even if he is with you for your money.
brother, who has had some doubts about their relationship.
At first, as Rio is getting close to Maureen, I don't really trust and believe. I mean, is there any different intention? Is he really in love with my sister?
We met online.
Oh, met online.
Game online. In
Man, I thought they met at track
when
meet
we
or
are
something.
getting closer,
Yeah.
I told him that I have disability.
Yeah, at first I'm a bit shocked because I never have friends or people that I know who has disability. But
She missing a
He said,
shoulder blade?
like, he feel comfortable to talk with me.
yeah, it's okay for me. We've been together for 15 years.
15 years?
I was born disabled. I cannot walk since I was
Wait a
born.
minute. You've been together for 15 years and the brother still has questions? This is fucking sus. This is faker than fake. I don't know who Ricky is. Oh, Ricky Berwick? Maybe. Yeah, maybe she's the female Ricky Berwick. Based.
Or I have a weak motor system. And then when I was 10, I got diagnosed with scoliosis. I used to
Scoliosis,
cry
okay.
like, why I cannot walk, why I have scoliosis. But now I think my body is beautiful. Now I'm starving. I need food.
Okay, I will make it for you. Wait a minute, yeah.
At first, my family and friends kind of worry, thinking about, is he really serious with me or he just want to play with me, something like that. But
Yes,
they
yes,
met
all of
him,
the above.
They like him. What is
I can cook simple food like instant noodle, but for the rest, I ask him to do it.
Or like make her food. I always carry her from
Get it,
bed
King?
to the chair. I'm happy when I can help someone.
He helped me every day cleansing my tracheostomy tube. I use tracheostomy to breathe because I have pneumonia, so the air is comes and out from my tracheostomy. But if I want to speak, I need to close the
Yeah,
hole.
she got
But
her
if I
finger over.
open this, I can't make any sound at all.
Well, yeah, because it's
We're going
not
out
coming
for a
past
walk.
your
It's something we like to do as a couple.
vocal
In
cords.
Indonesia, I think it's still rare to find interable couple, so they still stick with the
In
stigma.
Indonesia,
At
what do they do?
first,
What
I
do they
feel
do? Just
sad,
roll crippled
but
women off the
now
bridge or
I
something
feel
in
like I
Indonesia?
want to make it right. We make content. All my friends and Rio tell me to
Oh,
make
she's a
some
TikToker.
tutorial video
Shocker.
on YouTube. I feel like it's kind of fun and I enjoy it. Some people have good careers, like they like my confidence. People who
Wait a minute. Wait a
suddenly
minute.
got
I
me.
gotta do it. I hate to do it because I hate making fun of these people. One, okay, the left one, like this should be illegal. This left one should be illegal. The middle one, yeah, clown world. Clown world, go clown world all the way.
It's kind of fun and I enjoy.
And this is normal. This one here is normal. Like this is housewife look. This is fine. This is fine. This one on the left, this should be illegal. And yeah, it's all fake. Gentlemen, always take a woman to the swimming pool for a first date.
Enjoy it. Some people have good careers, like they like my confidence. People who suddenly got
I like her
disabled,
confidence as well.
who suddenly using wheelchair, like they thought like their life is ended, but after they watch my content, they got strength and they can go on with their life. It's like me so happy because I can help others.
You know she's got money. This can't be
So
real.
really,
What does
that's
he
it
get out of the
about
arrangement?
interable pro
Well, what does he get out of the arrangement? I mean, it still works, right? To some degree.
relationship.
Yeah.
They thought like the non-disabled one wants something from disabled one. The disabled one must be rich. One comment tell me to let him go, cause like he deserves better. He deserves a girl who can.
And then there's the obvious joke, which, God, I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. I mean, she does have the fourth hole. It's a little smaller, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need much room. I don't know.
And help him, serve him, become his wife, make him some food. He cheer me up and say, "You got me. Don't worry." From my side of my family, Rio is my first serious boyfriend. He is the only man that I have introduced to my family. I think they just a bit concerned. Is he really serious in this relationship or is this a teenage crush?
My
You've
name is
been with him
Eric.
15 years.
I have one little sister, and her name is Maureen. Maureen is different from the
Why is
others,
there still questions
so
about this?
I'm
This
a
is
bit overprotective
this is the
about
most
her.
absurd
At
part of
first,
this. Like
as
I don't
Rio
care about
is
any of the other
getting
challenges these
close to
people have.
Maureen, I
Why are
don't
you still
really
concerned about
trust
this
and
15
believe.
years
I
into the
mean, is there
relationship?
any different intention? Is he really in love with my sister?
This is faker
They
than
met
fake.
from online, and I'm scared also that Rio haven't really know about Maureen's condition.
What do you think about
You're scared that he doesn't
our relationship
know.
from the beginning?
From the beginning,
Did I
at
mishear the
first,
15-year thing?
I have a lot of concern
Okay,
and
hang
a
on. Let
lot
me
of
look at the
questions.
timestamp here. We're at 5:33. Okay.
Yeah.
I told him that I 2006 when we are
They met in
dating.
2006. This is baffling to me. How the hell?
I need to know more the real intention from Rio. Whether he's really in love with you, is he really care about you,
What the
or maybe there are
Who
a
sticks around
few
from
other
2006 to
thing that he
2022?
wants from you.
This is
Like
this
you
is
both were
insanity.
teenagers, right? And then I thought it's just a monkey love, like in our Indonesian language, we say it's a monkey love.
Monkey love.
Like maybe it's just
Monkey
a
love.
small crush.
I gotta start
But
using
as
that
time
term.
goes by, I see how you care about her. He really loves you. He put a lot of effort. You're very strong together. And I think That's convinced me. That convinced me, Brown.
Thank you, bro.
We can understand it because we both
Understand.
so young. Both of us never thought that we wanna have this long-term relationship. So we understand his concern, but for now, you can
Sit back and relax.
you're fine.
I feel like Rio proved to us, not only to me, not only to you, but to our family also, that he
Yeah,
loves
they
you
took a
and he
literally
give you
happy
a lot of
relationship and they tried to make a
care
big deal about this girl's
and effort
disability
to take care of you.
for
I
nothing.
almost
I mean,
never
this is
see
This is
them
the
argue or
ultimate
fight about
definition of
something.
clickbait
They
bullshit.
have a good relationship. Yeah.
I think that's well smoothly.
They
I
cherry
know
picked
now
like 2
that he
bad comments.
can relax. He now can trust us. They
These had to have
believe
been
in
like
our
the 2
relationship
worst
now.
comments.
Incredible couple is not impossible because when there is love, anything is possible. We want to get married,
Yeah, have our family.
have our own house, maybe.
Yeah,
We want to continue making content together. For those who still not believe in tribal love, we want to be
Look,
proof.
honestly, this is what love is about. This kind of makes me sick that love don't judge. And look, maybe they offered her money. Maybe this is how she gets money is by, trying to promote, maybe this is her way of contributing to their household. So I'm not going to necessarily 100% hate on it, but I mean, let's be honest here. This is what love should be. Careful, Sanglant. This is what love should be. We all strive to find a love who will stick with us and do the hard work when we can't do it ourselves. This is what thick and thin looks like. This is what till death do us part looks like. This is for better or for worse, right? And they may not be married yet, but this is definitely he's already putting in the for better or for worse. And if you again, this takes me back to the find a woman who's willing to mow the lawn. Don't let her mow the lawn, but just know, like, if something were to happen to me where I couldn't mow the lawn and it needed to be mowed, or the city was going to come down on us with some expensive fine or something, like, she could do it and she would be willing to do it. Find you a love that would mow the lawn. She found him, she found this guy. He may not be fucking Ryan Gosling. He may not be Brad Pitt, but he's willing to put in the work that she can't do. And that's love.
That love doesn't see the physical, doesn't see what you look like, but love see who you really are inside.
So yeah, the only admonishment I have for these people is, find a different way to make money, because yeah, trying to make a big deal about your disability on the internet is cheap. And to me, it kind of mocks yourself in a way that's not. I mean, you got Ricky Berwick again, as mentioned earlier. He kind of does it in a tongue-in-cheek way. This is kind of fakery, and the fakery, it really puts me off. Oh no, other people have criticized us. No one has seriously criticized you. But I guess that's the point of the show, right? That's the point of Love Don't Judge, is to say, hey, these people might have been together longer, but like, that should have been the focus of the show, not, hey, look at all the ways in which they're. Hey, yeah, buy her a riding mower. Yeah, she could probably pull off a riding mower. As long as it's not a stand up. Anyway. So folks, I wanted to just take a quick second and remind you all that algorithms definitely don't like new creators, and the algorithm still considers me a new creator. So please hit that like button. If you're new here, click follow, share, share this off platform. Also, if you're new here, please watch a second video on my channel. There's lots of stuff back in my archive that's pretty funny. I always recommend people to go check out my boy band rant. You can find that under boy band, Miles Culture Plate boy band, whatever you have to type to get to it. You could find it. It's back in the archive of my channel. Yeah. So if you could do that stuff for me, definitely the thumbs up. Click that thumbs up button down there. The likes really go far. And I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure tentatively I might have to skip a show next Saturday. Kind of working something out about sort of a family reunion situation that might require me to be away during Saturday afternoon. So I will try to find a good time to reschedule. But for now, same bat time, same bat channel every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 p.m. Central. So please come back this Wednesday, 6 p.m. And we'll have Miles Culture Plate then. Yeah, love don't judge, algorithms do. Yes, yes. And the algorithms do not love me. They judge me very harshly. I will also admit I suck really bad at marketing. In fact, I think one of the things that has really killed my channel over the last couple of months is my insistence on using the 5-minute countdown at the beginning of the show. I think people have realized that when I go live, I'm not actually going live yet, and then they don't come back when the 5 minutes is over. But it's like it's a trade-off. So either I do that 5 minutes or I don't have tags. And so, algorithmic tags on YouTube and Rumble help people find the stream. All you got to do is type, keywords and I'll show up on those keyword searches. And so I use that 5 minutes after StreamYard creates the stream. I got to go back onto YouTube and Rumble and add those tags in. And so now it's this trade-off of, well, do I alienate the people who've already found me? Or do I stop myself from being seen by new people by not having tags and not putting myself in certain categories that are searchable? And so it's like it's this damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But for now, South Park did boy band's best. Finger bang. Yeah. Bang, bang. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the show for today. I'll catch you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you next time on Miles Culture Plate. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Beat that heat. Take care.